Once upon a time, in a small village at the foot of a great mountain, there lived a young man named Lucas. Lucas was known for his cheerful nature and his love for life. He worked as a carpenter, crafting beautiful furniture and tools for the people of his village. His hands were skilled, and his heart was full of dreams. But Lucas had never faced any real hardship in his life. His days were peaceful, and his troubles were few. One winter, a terrible storm swept through the village. The winds howled, the snow piled high, and the cold bit deep into the bones of every person. Lucas' workshop was destroyed, his tools were buried under snow, and for the first time in his life, he felt true suffering. He had no way to work, no way to earn money, and the future looked dark. He sat by the remains of his workshop, staring at the ruins of his life, and wondered why this had happened to him. As the days passed, Lucas fell into despair. He blamed the storm, he blamed the gods, he even blamed himself for not being stronger. But one evening, as he walked through the snowy streets, he met an old man named Marcus. Marcus was a traveler, a philosopher who had seen much of the world and carried wisdom in his word. Seeing the sadness in Lucas' eyes, Marcus sat beside him and asked, "Why does the storm trouble you so deeply?" Lucas sighed. "Because it took everything from me. My work, my joy, my future. I don't know how to start again." Marcus nodded slowly. "Tell me," he said, "have you ever seen a blacksmith at work?" Lucas frowned. "Yes, of course. But what does that have to do with me?" Marcus smiled. "A blacksmith takes a piece of iron and places it in the fire. The fire burns hot, and the metal screams as it bends under the hammer. But when the work is done, the iron is no longer weak. It becomes a sword, strong and sharp. Without the fire and the hammer, it would remain just a useless lump of metal." Lucas thought about this. "Are you saying that suffering is like the blacksmith's fire?" "Yes," Marcus replied. "Suffering is not the enemy. It is the fire that shapes us. Without it, we remain soft, untested. But when we pass through it, we grow. We become stronger, wiser, more patient. The storm did not come to destroy you. It came to reveal what you are capable of." Lucas was silent for a long moment. Then he asked, "But how do I endure it? The pain feels unbearable." Marcus placed a hand on his shoulder. "You endure it by accepting it. You do not fight the storm. You learn from it. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can I grow from this? Suffering is not meaningless unless we refuse to listen to its lessons." With these words in his heart, Lucas began to rebuild. He gathered what little wood he could find and made simple tools. He helped his neighbors repair their homes, and in return they shared food and supplies with him. Slowly his skills improved. He learned to work with less, to be more creative, to appreciate the small victories. Months passed, and spring arrived. The snow melted, and the village came back to life. Lucas' new workshop was smaller than before, but his craftsmanship was better than ever. People came from nearby towns to buy his furniture, and his name became known for quality and resilience. One evening, as he sat outside his workshop, Lucas smiled to himself. He realized that the storm had been a gift. Without it, he would have remained the same, content but unchallenged. Now, he was stronger, not just in his hands, but in his spirit. Years later, when Lucas was an old man, a young traveler came to him with sorrow in his eyes. The traveler had lost everything in a flood and felt hopeless. Lucas listened, then told him the same words Marcus had once shared with him. The young man's eyes widened and he asked, "But how do I endure it?" Lucas smiled. "You endure it by letting it change you. The pain will pass, but the strength it leaves behind will remain. That is the role of suffering, not to break us, but to build us." And so the lesson was passed on, as it had been for generations. For suffering is not the end of the story, it is the beginning of growth. Without it, we would never know our own strength. Without it, we would never truly live. The end.